Hello and happy Thursday, which this week will be my book reviews day. And today I want to talk to you about a magazine, in particular, Weird House magazine. This is issue number 1, which technically came out June of last year, but I only just acquired it, and it's not like it's dated at all. So I just gave it a read. Issue 2 comes out in April, in just a few weeks. I think it's dated April/May, so hopefully just a few weeks. But you know what? I wanted to give Weird House Magazine 1 a shot. I picked up the copy through Zeissing's, where it was signed by Curtis M. Lawson and Joe Morey, the two editors. Weird House Press, if you're not familiar with it, is the press of Joe Morey. He was the founder of Dark Regions Press many years ago. He stepped away from Dark Regions Press. His son Chris took over that, and he has founded Weird House Press, which is going to be his press until he retires from the publishing world. But anyways, this isn't about the press itself. This is about the magazine, which was interesting. I very much like the style of it. I mean, you could tell. I mean, maybe you can't tell based on my hands here. It's very much like a small paperback. It's not like your traditional magazine size, and nice color illustrations throughout, color pictures throughout. It's got a combination of short stories. It has some nonfiction, in particular, a great segment here on the Silent Hill series, and it's got some interviews as well. And content-wise, it was really great. It was a nice little dabble of fiction from Simon Clark, Scott Thomas, Elena Gamel, who I've never read before. I had a new Devil's Night story by Curtis M. Lawson. Devil's Night, which is Lawson's anthology, which he entirely centers around October 30th of 1986. One of my favorite anthologies in the past few years. So I was very excited to read a new Devil's Night story. So the content-wise, it was great. I do have to be a little critical in that I did find a lot of, not necessarily just spelling errors, but also like formatting errors throughout, which hopefully they have solved by issue number 2. Like right here, right even on the table of contents, you'll notice that The City of Frozen Shadows by Tim Curran, freshest, and then Catch by Carol Gazander. It's actually Freshest Catch by Carol Gazander, but Freshest is up on the line there. And it's just like, it's stupid things like that. Like one of the short stories has letters, which are all italicized, except when you get to one of the letters, when it's not italicized. The interview here with Tim Curran, you kind of got your bolded Weird House section, followed by your TC for Tim Curran. Except for this another question up here, which is clearly supposed to be a Weird House question, but it's not bolded or by Weird House. It's just like stupid stuff like that. One of the articles followed this too. I don't think it was Musicians on Horror. It's great story here, Musicians on Horror. Very small little blurbs from various musicians, mostly metal musicians, on horror stories that inspired them. But one of the stories in here was art of Nick Greenwood. Great artwork there. One of them follows this 2-column format up until the last page when it decides, color out of space, a review of the Nicolas Cage movie. 2-column format. You get to the last page and they said, we're just gonna kind of put the column all one column there. I don't know. I feel like it's nitpicking because the content was still great. The typos, there was at least one typo per story. It didn't really take me too out of it. Like I said, overall, content-wise, the content's great. It made me want to check out more of Tim Curran. One of the best short stories in here was that City of Frozen Shadows, which is almost like I Am Legend, but in like a frozen tundra hell. It makes me want to check out more Carol Gazander. It's a great short story by Freshest Catch. It's very nice. Very great short stories throughout. I hate to say, I liked the Devil's Night story by Curtis M. Lawson. I can kind of see why it's not in the anthology. Obviously, you have spatial purposes within the anthology. You can't make the anthology too long. And I feel like this, it would fit with the anthology, but it's not as strong as every other story in the anthology was. I mean, that anthology, Devil's Night, which they have an advertisement here on the next page, packs a wallop. And the most recent newsletter from Weird House Press said that there's only like a dozen signed hardcovers left. And it's so good. Every single story was vastly different. And even this last one, this one about the hangman, Gallows of Hell, even that is vastly different than the other ones. But I would say that it was probably one of the weakest of the short stories if it had been included. And it's not to say it's bad. It's still a good story, but Devil's Night blew me away. There's good poetry throughout. Some good short stories here by Elena Gamel. One of the only complaints I would have about the short stories, other than like some formatting errors here and there, is that was it Black Grief? It must have been Black Grief. Gonna flip to the last page. It is Black Grief. Great short story, phenomenal, and then you get to the last paragraph, and they just kind of wrap it up like that. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of felt Stephen King-ish. The House That Wanted to Die, Joshua Rex. I know that's from The Descent, even though it's advertising the Inamorta. But I want to check out the Inamorta. I've enjoyed what I've read so far from Jonathan Rex. Joshua Rex, not Jonathan Rex. Sorry, Joshua. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's a solid magazine. I like this little Crypt Keeper kind of thing going on in the back. It's nicely built, nice contents. It's better than your average quality magazine in terms of like actual printing quality. It was a shame that there was so many errors in formatting or typos. Like I said, it was almost like one per story or one per interview. Just a little of this, little of that. But, it was enough to bug me, but not enough to take me out of it. All in all, I'm probably going to pick up Weird Magazine issue number 2 because, one, it's supporting a small press. And it's a small press that I actually enjoy. I've been enjoying the hell out of everything I've read from Weird House Press. And it makes me intrigued to read more. Of note, it's also worth noting that Weird House Press has actually partnered with Dark Regions Press. Dark Regions Press has some infamous publishing history these past few years where they've been doing a lot of pre-orders, but not a lot of actual books being produced, whereas Weird House Press has been just pumping out titles left and right. So I think Weird House Press has kind of taking it upon their shoulders to help get Dark Regions Press over the finish line, including Mallory's finally shipping, Offspring's finally shipping, a lot of titles finally shipping with Dark Regions Press. And I know Wolf Hunt 3 by Jeff Strand is now a Weird House Press title, which is very exciting. Anyways, check out Weird House Press. Like I said, you might enjoy the magazine. It's very cheap. I mean, it's the same price of a normal little paperback. And you get great content. Just ignore some formatting errors left and right. But thank you very much for watching. I know it's not a traditional book review, but hopefully that suffices because, it's 100 pages of fiction and nonfiction and beautiful artwork. So I thought it was very exciting, and I wanted to share it all with you. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you around next time.